Have you ever heard someone proudly say, "I own a rental apartment, but I still have to top up the loan every month"? They say it as if it's just how property investing works. But what if I told you that this is one of the biggest myths keeping Kenyan professionals from building real wealth? What if the problem isn't that interest rates are too high? It isn't that property is too expensive. And it isn't even that banks are unfair. What if the real problem is that most people are buying the wrong property? In today's video, I'm going to show you why an investment property should not depend on your salary to survive. Instead, it should generate enough income to pay its own expenses, including the loan. Most importantly, I'll show you the simple calculations experienced investors use before they buy a property. It's not complicated, and you suddenly don't need to be an accountant to understand them. If you have ever dreamed of building financial independence through rental property without becoming trapped by endless loan repayments, then stay with me. Hi, I'm Manyara Kirago, and for over 20 years, I've helped thousands of professionals through my coaching and training programs. I've worked with employees from organizations such as Safaricom, PwC, Bamburi Cement, Unilever, and so many others. More importantly, I've had the privilege of coaching many private clients who have gone on to build successful portfolios of income-producing apartments. If you would like personalized guidance on building your own investment strategy, I offer one-on-one strategy sessions. You will find the details in the description below. If you enjoy practical financial education designed specifically for Kenyan professionals, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Now let's jump right into it. The myth sounds perfectly reasonable. If I earn enough money, I can always cover any shortfall on my investment property. Unfortunately, that's exactly how many professionals slowly become prisoners of their own investments. Imagine earning a great salary. You buy a beautiful apartment because everyone tells you property never loses value. The bank approves the loan. You feel successful. Then reality arrives. The rent collected every month isn't enough. You add 20,000 shillings. Next month, another 20,000. Then 30. 5 years later, your salary isn't creating wealth. It's subsidizing a property that should have been paying for itself. That's not investing. That's financial life support. The problem usually starts before the purchase. Most buyers focus almost entirely on one question: how much does the property cost? Experienced investors ask a completely different question: how much income does this property produce? That one shift changes everything, because investment property is not bought for decoration. It is bought because it produces cash flow. Just as you wouldn't buy shares in a company without looking at its profits, you shouldn't buy rental property without examining its income. Price matters, but income matters much more. Here is something many people never realize. A rental property is not simply a building. It's a business. And businesses survive because they generate income. Imagine buying a supermarket that loses money every month. Would you happily keep adding money forever? Of course not. Yet, many people do exactly that with rental property. The building may look impressive. Friends congratulate them. Social media loves the photos. Meanwhile, the numbers quietly destroy their financial future. Experienced investors don't fall in love with buildings. They fall in love with profitable numbers. Whenever I evaluate a property with clients, there are 3 simple questions that we answer before we even think about buying. Question number 1. How much rent comes in every month. Not projected rent, not hoped for rent, actual rent collected. Because future estimates don't repay bank loans, current tenants do. Question number 2, what does it actually cost to own the property? This includes maintenance, security, management, insurance, repairs, vacancies, rates, taxes, loan repayment, everything. Many investors underestimate these expenses. Experienced investors deliberately overestimate them. Why? Because surprises can be expensive. Question number 3, what's left after paying everything? This is where the truth appears. If the property produces money after paying all expenses, you have found yourself something worth investigating further. If it consumes your salary every month, walk away. There will always be another opportunity. Let's make this practical. Suppose you buy a rental building. Monthly rental income, 400,000 shillings. Operating expenses, 100,000. That leaves 300,000. Supposing your monthly loan repayment is 240,000. What happens? The property still produces 60,000 shillings before allowing for future reserves and growth. This isn't just paying the loan, it's contributing towards your financial independence. Now let's compare with another property. Rental income, 180,000 shillings. Loan repayment, 250,000 shillings. Operating costs, 40,000. Immediately, you're negative every month. The difference has to come from somewhere. Usually, your salary. That may seem manageable today, but what happens if you lose your job? Or change careers? Or interest rates rise? Or vacancies increase? Suddenly your investment becomes a burden. The wrong property creates stress. The right property creates options. What about high interest rates? This is where many people stop listening. They say that might have worked years ago, but interest rates today are just too high. I understand that concern, but here is the interesting part. Successful investors don't simply ask whether interest rates are high. They ask whether the numbers still work. A good investment doesn't magically become good because interest rates fall. Likewise, a poor investment doesn't suddenly become good simply because money is cheaper. The property must make financial sense from day one. That's why experienced investors spend far more time analyzing deals than shopping for them. One reason I strongly prefer existing multi-unit apartment buildings is because they already have something that's priceless, and that is a financial history. You can see actual rent collection, actual occupancy, actual expenses, actual cash flow. You are evaluating facts, not dreams. Compare that with buying off-plan or constructing from scratch. You're relying on projections. Construction costs may rise. Completion may be delayed. Expected rents may never materialize. There are simply more unknowns. Existing income-producing property removes much of that uncertainty. Here is another way to think about it. Your salary is already one asset. Your investment property should become another. One asset should strengthen the other, not consume it. If one asset constantly drains another, you are actually increasing your financial risk. The goal isn't to own more property. The goal is to own better property. There is a huge difference. And also beware the emotional trap. Many professionals buy property emotionally. They imagine future appreciation. They picture telling friends they've become landlords. They focus on ownership. Experienced investors Focus on outcomes. Will this property increase my monthly cash flow? Will it strengthen my financial position? Will it move me closer to financial independence? Or will it quietly demand more money from me every month? Remember, banks finance purchases. Rent repays loans. Those are two very different things. Financial independence isn't built by collecting title deeds. It's built by collecting income-producing assets. Every property you buy should make your financial life simpler, not more complicated. Every acquisition should reduce financial stress, not increase it. Every investment should move you one step closer to the day your investments can support your lifestyle without depending entirely on employment income. That's the objective. Not simply owning real estate, owning the right real estate. I am curious, have you ever looked at an investment property and focused mainly on the purchase price instead of the monthly income? Or perhaps you've already bought a property that requires regular top-ups from your salary? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your experience because your story might encourage someone else to make smarter investment decisions. If today's video challenged the way you've been thinking about property investing, that's a good thing, because one good investment decision can change your financial future. And one poor investment decision can delay it for years. That's why I don't believe professionals should buy property based on emotions, sales presentation, or what everyone else is buying. You need a strategy. If you're serious about building financial independence through rental property, I invite you to book a one-on-one strategy session with me. During this session, we'll assess your current financial position, clarify your investment goals, identify the resources you already have, and determine the type of income-producing property that best fits your situation. More importantly, you live with a clear roadmap instead of guesswork. The booking link is in the description below. I would be delighted to help you take the next step. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with another professional who is thinking about investing in property. Remember, the goal isn't simply to own rental property. The goal is to own property that works for you instead of asking you to work for it. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.